So I may be completely wrong, or this may be one of the most important videos you see on getting food when you can't get food. This, I think, is an untapped, unthought of, huge, worldwide resource for food. Let me explain to you what you're looking at here. I just got my order for the Crayster brand crawfishing gear. Crawfish, crayfish, crawdads, mud puppies, whatever you want to call them, are literally on every continent, in every water source. No matter where you live, you can get crayfish if you know what you're doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I've never been crayfish fishing. I would say I don't know what I'm doing, but I just spoke with Jerry from crayster.com. He gave me some tips on how to use these traps. Now, the first thing is when you're fishing is you got to fish where the fish are, so you need to know your area. Get on their Facebook group. They have groups from all over the United States on different states, and so go to, for example, Facebook and go to Idaho Crayster crayfishing, or Michigan Crayster, and you'll get a group of people telling you, what they're doing and how they're doing it. The second most important thing after you have a good location is the trap. If you get these typical store-bought cheap traps, you're going to be very disappointed and you may be hungry. For all the reasons I can't state here, but will become obvious when you're using this, get these traps from Crayster. They will pay for themselves in huge rewards over other traps. You can make your own. Yeah, I could build my own car probably if I wanted to, but why do it when other people have decades of experience and are doing it right? So what do I have here? Here in Idaho, I can have up to 5 traps at a time. I've got 4 traps here. I've got the Snake River traps, and I've got the lake traps, what they call the lake traps. They both work in lakes and rivers. And then I've got a quick start guide. I got my cord buoys that are really you can actually roll these up, make it very easy. And if you're letting them out on a boat, you can stick your fingers in the sides and just let them unroll. Got a hat for my wife. I'm wearing my own hat. Of course, you got to have the campfire boil mix and the Creole mix. And then when you don't have salmon, I was able to get some salmon head and trout heads. But if you don't, you've got to pick up the Crayster Crawfish Attracted. This is an absolute must. Don't be using hot dogs and dog food and other things. You will get some results, but you won't get the same results. So for the very first time, as an apprentice Crayster field researcher, I'm going to put these in the Snake River and see what I get. All right, so I've got my trout heads and trout scraps in here. I've got it marinated in the Crayster Crawfish Attractant, the CCA, the secret sauce, and we'll put it in the water. All right, the trap's in the water, right where the carp were, and oh, the carp's still there. I don't know if you can still see it. It's actually coming over to the trap. It's just on the top center of the screen. Big fish. To give you an idea, that trap is about 18 inches long, maybe 2 feet long, and if you can see the carp, it's bigger than that. You may be able to see the trap right here. Try to get up where there are some rocks, but there's some river rocks. This is kind of concrete slabs. I'm looking for places where crawfish might be able to hide. So anyway, that's where that is. It's probably just a couple feet underwater. It's been 30 minutes where I put my first trap, and there's no joy, but I really don't have much bait in here either, so I'm going to put a little bit more bait in here and move it. Jerry said wait 25-30 minutes. If you don't get anything, move. If you get 1 or 2, move. If you get 5 or 6, stay. So I threw this one out here by the grass. It's not very deep, and we'll see what happens if there's anything in it. Nothing in there. There's some debris down here, so I thought maybe that was a good place for the crayfish to hide out. So I threw a trap down there. We'll see what we get. This one is empty also. Like I mentioned, the first rule of fishing is fish where the fish are. So the first day I got nothing in the traps because there were no crayfish there. Yesterday, I was trying different locations and found one crawfish after an hour. Then I moved to a new location, left these traps overnight. Let's take a look at what these two traps produced. Well, you can use what you want to use, but I can tell you from personal experience that Crayster traps flat out work. Look at this trap full of crawfish. I've got the Crayster secret sauce on the trout in here, and look at the size of these puppies in here. Yep, those are some good mud puppies. Gonna be good eating tonight. That's just one of the traps. Let me go get the other one. Well, it may be hard to see, but that's 2 gallons of fresh meat. A hidden and little known and little used resource. Let's take a look at this guy here. There we go. Look at those claws. Look at that body. Nice, clean, ready to be cooked for dinner. Well, this is day 4, and I'm just picking up my crab pots. Lost one of them last night. I'm sure somebody's happy to have a Crayster. And I ran across a couple guys here going in, and they told me the experience with using the cheap store-bought traps. Go ahead and share your first name if you like, and what your experience has been.
Hi, I'm Clint. We've done side-by-side comparisons with these traps. I actually got these ones on Amazon. They're like 12 bucks. But the trap doesn't have the same opening that this trap has, where it prevents them from coming back out, and it doesn't have the bait box that suspends the food from the side. And we've dropped these down side by side, and these ones outcatch these ones 2 to 1. That's all I got.
You've done that once or twice?
Twice.
Yeah, so...
Well, actually yesterday when we fished, we caught 17 of them, and one was in one of these traps. 16 were in these traps.
Oh, wow. That's a huge difference. Jerry said that the best thing you can use are Crayster fish attractant on fish. This is trout. Look how the crawfish have torn up this trout. They completely decimated it. And in the same trap I had hot dogs, and it's barely even touched. Hardly at all. Amazing that they really do go for the Crayster attractant on the trout or the fish, but not the hot dogs. We'll have to try dog food just as an experiment. But yep, everything I found that Jerry and the team at Crayster told me has absolutely been the case. Do your own experiments. I'm sure, you know, I could get some with the hot dog, but I think I'm getting more with the trout. So take the scraps that you'd be throwing away from your trout or whatever fish you've been catching, marinate it in the secret sauce from Crayster, the crawfish attractant, and you'll take garbage that you'd be throwing away and getting dinner. Literally, it's free food. Once you have the traps, all you're doing is taking your scraps and making dinner. One crayfish lays 300 eggs a year. So there are millions and millions of crawfish in all water sources, rivers, streams, lakes, reservoirs that are being untapped. Just freshening up the water before we have our boil this evening. Take a look at this monster. Oh my goodness. That is a big chunk of meat. Yep, he's going to be boiling up here shortly. I'll give him a count and see how many we got here. Well, that's what 111 crayfish look like. So this is what it boils down to. Once you get it all cooked up, we got good food and good friends here. We're going to enjoy the fruits of our labors.
Yeah.
So if you want to tap into this almost unknown, almost endless resource of food, go to procrayster.com. Procrayster.com. You'll meet the team over here. They have great videos. You can follow them on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. You can learn everything you ever need to know about cooking and preparing crawfish. Again, they have a great YouTube channel. And you can order their amazing Campfire Creole boil mix and also the seasoning. Get the lake trap, river trap, and creek trap. Don't forget to get the crawfish attractant. That's amazing. And to make coiling up your line easy, pick up some of those buoys. And to look cool when you're out picking up all the crawfish, get yourself one of their Crayster official hats. As you saw in this video, it took me a couple days to figure out where the fish are, because that's where you need to fish. But once you get that nailed down, literally there's hundreds and hundreds of pounds of food just below the water surface. Take some time, go out, have some fun, find out where the crawfish are, and have your secret food stash ready for fun times or hard times. This is LDS Prepper reminding you, if ye are prepared with Crayster crawfish gear, ye shall not fear.